Bayern Munich, a team that pretty much had everything going well for them upon the appointment of ex-coach Julian Nagelsmann. But since it seems that their season is pretty much now in trouble, now putting their UCL at stake, and they are also out of their domestic cup in Germany, the DFB Pokal. So what is exactly happening at Bayern Munich? Yo, what is going on, my YouTube people? 2099 back here with another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about what is truly going on at Bayern Munich. The German Giants are not going through a good time right now, and as a Bayern fan, I'm going to try my best to attempt to explain just what's going on within the club and what do people necessarily think about it. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. I'm very close to 3.2k subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. And if you guys want to follow me on other social media platforms, my Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those links will be down in the description for you guys to check out as well. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the most obvious thing, the sacking of Julian Nagelsmann. A few weeks ago, Julian Nagelsmann, the ex-Bayern Munich coach, was sacked. It came very surprisingly. No one expected that. It really came out of nowhere. According to German sports news outlets, the Bayern board were concerned about Bayern's direction towards the league. They weren't so sure that they were going to be winners of this year's, and there was a lot of other problems. And it does beg the question as, has there been stuff behind the scenes that us Bayern fans and non-Bayern fans do not know about? There's been a lot of criticism for Julian Nagelsmann because he hasn't really played youngsters that much, notably Ryan Gravenberch, which we're going to get into in a little bit. At the end of the day, he hasn't done anything that has warranted a sack. Whether you're a Bayern fan or a non-Bayern fan, we can all agree that Julian Nagelsmann may have not been a perfect coach so far, but he's young, has so much to learn, and we were really building a project with him. I think it's really unfair on Julian Nagelsmann to sack someone of his caliber at such a young age. You know, we obviously promised him a long project here at Bayern, and then we barely gave him any time. You know, as soon as results didn't really go necessarily his way, the Bayern board turned their backs on him, which I think is very unfair. And I don't feel like Julian Nagelsmann deserves that whatsoever. Bayern fans saw this as a huge loss, including myself. I still, to this day, it's been a few weeks, don't understand why they've truly done it. I mean, there's no real reason to sack Julian Nagelsmann, but they did it. And it is what it is, right? No one can really do anything about it. But they've appointed Thomas Tuchel, the ex-Chelsea manager, which I am a fan of. I don't really mind Thomas Tuchel. It's just, like I said, if Julian Nagelsmann was sacked because he wasn't doing so well, then I would have understood. But I can't feel excited for Thomas Tuchel because I'm still struggling to understand why Nagelsmann has been sacked. He's a wonderful coach. Again, he's won the Champions League with Chelsea, with a team that was never the favorites to begin with. And here we are today, eliminated of the DFB Pokal. We are pretty much almost out of the Champions League, and we're doing very, very weirdly, if that's the word to add, in the Bundesliga. It is not certain that we're going to win it. In that 4-2 Dortmund game that we played, and which we won, I think a lot of people have completely forgotten that we weren't the greatest team out there. It was really Dortmund who shot themselves in the foot. Didn't play as well as they should have, and I think if it was another team, they could have also capitalized off of that. The scoreline is one thing, but the performance was not great, and I think people noticed it too. Yeah, we won that game, but the players weren't amazing necessarily. Then we go again in the DFB Pokal, in which we get eliminated by Freiburg. And it's one of those games where Bayern is expected to win, doesn't win. We lost in a last-minute winner, and it's just very unfortunate. So we're out of the DFB Pokal. And then it comes to the Champions League against Manchester City, probably one of the most on-form teams out there, and we get destroyed 3-0. I don't think any Bayern fan really has hope for the second leg. This video is going to come out before the second leg. A lot of people are going to blame Thomas Tuchel, but it's not his fault. You can't blame him for what's going on. He's managing a team that is a complete mess at the moment. So I would like for people to stop blaming it on Thomas Tuchel because I don't believe it's his fault. But that's for the whole manager debacle. One thing I also wanted to add was this whole Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané incident, where apparently Mane hit Sané after an argument. I'm not too sure what's that all about, but it just shows that this team right now is frustrated, it's stressed, it doesn't know what to do anymore. And is this the beginning of a potential downfall? I'm not quite sure about that too. It really does worry me that the team is not necessarily finding itself, and I really do hope it gets better, because so far all we hear in the news about Bayern is just negative stuff. The last problem I want to address with Bayern is how poorly the youngsters have been managed under Nagelsmann. That's the only thing that I did not like about Nagelsmann. He was a wonderful coach, but the one thing I didn't like is how little game time he gave to our younger players. Paul Werner, notably. Ryan Gravenberch is probably the biggest one. I mean, we bought Gravenberch for a reason. He's a fantastic player. We all know how much potential he has, and he hasn't really done anything for Bayern since he joined, unfortunately. I really do feel bad because I love him. He's one of my favorite players for my team, and it kills me to not see him play because I know what he's capable of. I've been following him at Ajax as well. We all know how good Ryan Gravenberch is. He's one of those players that is a must. So here's another anecdote that I wanted to include. So what do you guys think about this whole Bayern Munich debacle? Is it still fixable? Can they come back against City? Can they turn it around? What is to be expected of them next season? Let me know down in the comment section down below and on my social media platforms. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys about this over there as well. So that's been it for me on the weird sort of era that's happening at Bayern Munich right now. And that's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, join my social media platforms, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the dirt.